I think we've got about 12 orders going out today, including a few items which were only listed a few days ago, so that's exciting. First thing we got going out is a pair of Alban trousers, really small waist. Alban is one of those kind of brands similar to Cos and Folk and all those companies that make really simple designs. Liam Gallagher started wearing a few smocks by this company, which raised the prices. There was a time you could get these trousers for something like 25 quid, and then Liam started wearing them and they went up to about 55. As things do. These only sold for 25 quid, which is pretty good for a used pair. But they've got a bit of a cult following, indie kid and all that. So I recently picked this up from a charity shop warehouse. I've been granted access to a really local, huge charity shop warehouse. It's less than a mile away on an industrial estate. And after about a year of pestering them, they've finally let me have warehouse access to go through all the stock before it hits the what would you call it, the shop floor. And I picked this up. I think the cost of goods ended up being £7.70 off the top of my head. It's a brand called Baleno, and it's a horse riding brand. I do know a little bit about horse riding. I have ridden a horse in Canada with the wife. My wife's got a horse. Eloise has got a horse called Paloma, an Irish racehorse, I believe. I think she's Irish. And she's obsessed. Eloise lives, eats and breathes horse riding and stuff like that. So I know a bit about brands and the stuff. You know, I buy her presents, Christmas presents and stuff. It's usually horse related. So as soon as I saw this, I knew it was something to do with equestrianism. It's waterproof, and it's a good riding jacket. It splits at the bottom so it can go over the horse and keep you dry. And I had a hunch straight away. So after doing a bit of research and getting the name wrong, because I thought it was Bellend, it's Baleno, I found out that they retail around £2.40. Most of the websites that sell this have actually got it in the sale, which makes me think that a new one's coming out or it's old end of line stock. I'm not sure. I'm really making a pig's ear of folding this. It's better. Yeah, so there's a lot of websites selling this new with about 30% off. I think it hovers around the 180 mark, 170 mark, which is still a lot of money for a coat, but it kind of is a working coat, isn't it? So you get what you pay for at the end of the day. We sold this for 85 quid, so we turned £7.70 into 85 quid in a matter of days. I think it was about 7 days, which is really good. I'm happy with that. And it just proves that this access I've got is really paying off. That relationship is going to be a good one. I'm going to go there today, in fact. Probably shoot a little bit more content and fill another few IKEA bags. So this is Colmar. If you don't know Colmar, it's really popular in Italy actually. And when we were in New York, we found a Colmar shop because I didn't know too much about Colmar until maybe 6 or 7 months ago. It's a really nice hiking brand. It's made in Italy. It's got all the SPA tags and the Certa logo stuff. Get that off. This one has got a small repair, but we sold this on Vinted. We told them that it got a repair and they were still happy to buy it. They'll probably make the repair better. They retail again a stupid amount of money. I think these retail about £300. They're sold for 55, which there's still margin in it for me. I've never seen the resell on these be very high, more like 50, 60, 70. This is a man's, but I think it looks quite feminine, that colour and the shape. But it's a nice jacket. You can instantly tell the quality of it is good. Like, really good, to be honest with you. We sell a lot of North Face in the shop in Penkridge, and in all honesty, I think the quality is garbage. I'm starting to think the same with Rab, in fact. We've had a few Rab jackets which have had marks on them, and I thought, you know what, bugger it, I'm going to try and, because they don't owe me much, I thought I'm going to try and put them in our own washing machine instead of down the laundrette. And then I bought them tumble dryer balls, because what happens is all the duck fill, feather fill, clumps. And I've seen videos where those special hot balls reposition the feathers on the inside and make it all a nice shape again. It's bullshit. They don't work. They're absolute crap. They are garbage. I bought good balls. We've got a good washing machine. We've got a good tumble dryer. It just doesn't work. Yeah, so happy with that. Can't remember what I paid for this. I'll have to look on the spreadsheet. One of the main reasons I got this new phone is content creation. So my old phone was only a 128. This one's 512. It will mean I don't have to delete as much stuff constantly. That's the thing with making videos. They take up a lot of storage. Brilliant. Good old Vinted. You can't not Vinted. I'm impressed with it. It is definitely stealing a lot of eBay's thunder and our own personal websites. Not doing as well as Vinted, to be honest with you. We tend to sell more of the higher end items on the website. So we've got a Montaigne jacket now. Not a bad condition. You often get with Montaigne a bit of flaking on the letters. This has got that. Again, we had to disclose it. This is another Vinted sale. I did disclose all of that information with good photographs and everything. A good description, stipulating that it was starting to flake a bit. Most people will just take that off. Don't forget your keywords when you're listing Montaigne, Nikwax, Pertex, all these words, Thinsulate, Primaloft. They all mean slightly different things. I mean, it is a good brand. It's nice gear, to be fair. Very, very similar to mountain equipment and Patagonia. Yeah, going back to what I was saying about North Face is, to be honest with you now, I think the vast majority of the stuff they release is just fashion related, and the quality is pretty poor. We're having to sell North Face. We don't even list North Face on the website anymore. It's mostly going in the shop as a cheaper item. And even when you've got stuff in the shop, you know, 60, 70 quid, it sits around. Say it retailed at 150 and I'm trying to sell it for 70 quid. It sits around just purely because I think it's a bit of a dead brand. Every now and again they'll release a certain item which looks cool, but they're few and far between. The only thing which keeps it afloat is how long it's been around. Since they moved to China, not really feeling the quality of their items. When we've bought North Face as well, so much of it comes with peeling nylon liners. You know, the waterproof membrane on the inside of waterproof jackets, that peels so easily when you're putting it in with a bio wash. Whereas other brands like Montaigne, Columbia, probably the best at this. Patagonia tend to flake. Mountain equipment are wicked. Helly Hansen and Berghaus are wicked. Patagonia and North Face, as soon as you've got anything biological in a washing machine, everything peels off, everything breaks, and you get this like flaky white stuff on everything, and it's garbage. Okay, that's not a bad sale, that. They're adding up. This is a weird one. Well, it's weird for us. Next up, we've got a pair of jeans. Now, a lot of people come and buy from our shop and trade. So one guy came in with about 12 pairs of jeans, and we gave him some trade value. So he had some items from the shop, and we gave him some cash. In this case, it worked out well for us. I think we've sold everything that he bought in. Some things faster than others. Oh, should have shown you. This is a pair of Jacob Cohan jeans. Now, Jacob Cohan, at this stage when I took them on, I didn't know anything about him, in all fairness. It's one of those brands that seem to be quite popular in America, and they regard this as a really good manufacturer of denim. I personally think they're a bit garish. Not my type of jeans whatsoever. They're not salvage, they're not Japanese denim, they're not made in USA. But in America, they're $350 or something stupid. Now, I'm sure they don't sell many pairs at that price. The second-hand market, these sold for 50 quid. And let me tell you, that was hard work getting the money for that. One of these brands, again, that puts silly prices, retail and stuff, and the second-hand market never, ever gets anywhere near that price. And there's a lot of that going around right now. There's loads of those jeans listed on the likes of eBay and Vinted for like 150 quid. But like I say, they're not going to sell. Next up, we got another Filson piece. It's been a really Filson heavy week, actually. I've sold a lot of Filson. This is what we call a dry cloth vest. It's similar to tin cloth or waxed cotton. However, this is dry. There's no wax on it. Not bad condition. This one is from 2011. Don't forget, this is workwear. Really similar to the duck canvas that Carhartt make. So that'll be worn over a shirt or something. And it's a big extra large, that. It's 44. It's alright, someone's ringing me. Yeah, so this one sold for 95. Not a bad price for that. Bit beaten up, but it's kind of what it's all about, really. Most people, with it being dry cloth, they tend to put them in the wash. You shouldn't put anything waxed in the wash, really, unless you're going to give it an enzyme soak to take the wax off, because the wax will definitely wreck your washing machine. Speaking from experience. Long time ago. Yep, not bad. A couple of people really liked one of the videos we made where we did the totals of prices we'd sold and stuff, so we might do that again soon. So I've recently bought about 7 or 8 items from Victoria Beckham. Not her direct, obviously. think we'll get a good picture of that one. I'm going to pause it there. I'm back. Yeah, I'm trying to get into the habit of making thumbnails for these videos because it helps them perform a bit better. So you have to hold them up and do things, you know, smile at the camera for once. So this Victoria Beckham, this surprised me. So I didn't know anything about Victoria Beckham at all. I didn't even know she was making clothes. You would assume, wouldn't you? Because I thought Victoria Beckham's perfume was like really cheap. So you'd just assume her clothes were. I always thought like her stuff was a bit of a joke, her perfume. But her clothes are really expensive. And they've got a really good following. When this loads, I'll tell you what it sold for. This sold for 68 quid. It's a women's, made in Italy, red puffer jacket, Victoria Beckham. 68 quid. I'm chuffed with that. It didn't cost as much. We bought, again, this wasn't wholesale. This was a different charity shop which let me go into the back. My friend Justine, been working with her now for a long time. She lets me do exactly the same thing, go through everything before it hits the dance floor. And this sold 68 quid. I'm chuffed with that. It'd been listed for a while, don't get me wrong, it didn't sell quickly. It's been listed, I think, the vast majority of the winter. But it sold. As soon as we got an offer, it was a decent offer. Not many offers on it. But the first one we get was a good one. So yeah, I don't know what that adds up to today. But sure it's an okay amount. The day is young, we might get some more orders. There is one more thing I've got to send that we can talk about whilst I'm doing it. Now, you've seen our videos, you've seen we've got a vintage clothes shop. You've seen how much stock we've got, you've seen how much things I list and buy. You would think that Eloise would not have to buy fast fashion. But she still does. I'm ashamed to say, oh well, she's bought some kind of cowgirl dress, which looks really cool, but it doesn't fit. She's lost some weight, not that she needed to, but you know what I mean. She's always trying to lose a bit of weight. So now you do that. And this is a return to it because it doesn't fit. So, can you believe all that packaging though? I mean, that's a bit ridiculous, don't you think? This box for that tiny little dress must take up so much space in vans and things. But then again, I have noticed that these kind of high street brands, they are getting more and more expensive, almost to the same prices as some designer brands. And I do think to myself, sorry about the noise, I do think to myself as well, that if you're sending out a really expensive piece of clothing, you kind of need it to look a little bit pricier and a bit more luxury when it's being sent out. So maybe that's why they're sending them out in these type of things. Oh, that's good. So we'll get a new label on that. Pretty sure she's WhatsApped me all the stuff. Might leave it there. Yeah, there's a bit more to do, but that'll do for today. Yeah, so thanks for joining in. It might have been a long one. I'll probably have to edit this down a little bit, but let's keep it going, keep it moving. I'll do these videos as often as I can. Give us a like, give us a follow or comment. I'm looking for some engagement, really. I really appreciate it if you can help me grow this channel. But yeah, thanks. See you again soon. Bye. Volume test 1, volume test 2, volume test 3, volume test 4.